out here at FliteFest 2015. We've wrangled Josh and Austin. How are you guys?
Wonderful, wonderful. Just wrapping up an amazing weekend.
It has been a great weekend. Even with the weather, people have been so excited to be out here. Can you tell us a little bit about how you came up with the concept for the event?
Well, the community, I think it's safe to say, came up with the concept. FliteTest has always been built around community, about people. Planes are second. Planes are what people do to connect with other people. And you got to have an ability to make a cyber world a physical world. And the way we decided to do that was through FliteFest. So how many countries now?
We have about a dozen countries here, and about, I think it's like 47 states or so. So yeah, definitely people were as excited about the event as we were. And,
yeah.
We had a great turnout this year, despite a day or two of bad weather, and
yeah.
Had a couple days of great weather, so no complaints.
One of the things we're really passionate about too is people getting into the hobby, and they need to have an environment where they can do that. We have so many people passionate about training, so many people passionate about getting their kids involved. It really makes sense to bring everyone together in a place that's not meant necessarily for all the experts, but for all the people that want to try the hobby or get into it in a very safe environment.
You know, the weather was rainy a couple of days, and I have to say the build tent was swamped on those days, and the weather didn't deter people. I mean, I almost think it was busier on the days where the weather wasn't great versus the one day that it was awesome.
Sure.
And they were building and flying, and, you know, even through the mud, they didn't even care. These kids were so pumped to be out here. Do you know what kind of numbers you had for the event? Do you have anything figured up yet?
I have to do the official tallies because I neglected registration very much. We had some awesome volunteers that were conducting that. But just preliminary, it looks about approximately 900 pilots and approximately about 4,000 people total. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I do a lot of events with the AMA. I go out and I see what they've got going on. The volunteers that you had for this event, I mean, they're just incredible. And the force of them, there are so many volunteers that you're actually having to turn volunteers away because you have so many. Where did you start with that? I mean, how far out did you go asking for volunteers?
Honestly, I have very little to do with the success of the volunteers. They're incredible people that are very self-sufficient, and they're organized by a great guy named Fred Provost, who does a lot of our community management and our forum management. But he's an awesome guy, and he's put the whole team together.
Yeah.
So department heads and people working for him. So I would say 2 months before the event, we already had, almost 100 volunteers signed up, and they were organized and communicating. And so I can't take credit for any of that, but I'm so grateful for it.
Yeah, Fred's amazing. He has a background in this kind of thing with working with camps, and all the people in the community have a servant's heart. And a lot of the people, ironically, that came the farthest distance were actually the ones that volunteered at the time. We had a gentleman named Hugo from China, Asborn from Norway. So they take their hard-earned money, they come here, and then they maybe burn a battery or two the whole entire event.
They are the hardest working volunteers I've ever seen at an event. I mean, we are so thankful to have them. I know they helped us out with the AMA trailer several times. They are a great group of people for you guys to come out and help support this.
Your trailer was a
awesome
blessing. People that don't know if they want to get in the hobby, don't know how they can, they got an opportunity very quickly, even in the bad weather, once it was opened, to get up there and try it for the first time. And that just inspired them even more to say, okay, yeah, I can fly it, let's see if I can build it. And the way you guys were stationed right by the build tent, I think it was a wonderful solution.
You know, the trailer was packed all week. The kids were great. And unlike most events, the kids that come in the trailer, we're not helping them learn to fly. They're actually helping each other. There were so many opportunities where those kids were showing you, hey, let me show you this. And it's a great group of kids that you've got following you guys around. I mean, I know that you have an astronomical number of followers on YouTube. They follow the videos, the podcast, everything that you've got going. It's a great event. Have you already started planning for year number 3?
Haven't even thought about it yet, but I'm sure we'll have lots of meetings and assessment, and there'll definitely be a next year.
Yes.
But how and when and where, we're undetermined. So.
Yeah, the reality is I don't know how much more this land can hold. We were really packed full, and we don't want to make it so people are on top of each other. We want to give the families the best experience so they don't come by themselves. It's not just a dad or 2 people, but the whole entire family. So we'll definitely look to try and expand a little bit, but also expand to different areas as well too.
And I would like to say about all the kids that were here, of the 900 so pilots that we had registered, well over 100 of them were 12 and under, which 12 and under fly free at FliteFest, and it was just, you see just as many people this tall as full height out on the flight line, and they were awesome.
A lot of daughters too, which just warmed our heart. We really want to see that.
We love seeing girls in the hobby, and I saw a whole group of them in a build tent. They were coming up with their own project,
Yes.
laying it out. They all had their own ideas, and they worked together, and then they flew it, which was really super exciting. So we love seeing the girls out here. One thing that is really interesting about this event versus most of the events that we get to attend is that it's not, a father-son type thing. The whole family does come out, which I think is really exciting. Is that something that you guys kind of promote to bring the whole family, get everybody involved? When you do your build groups, I noticed it kind of wasn't a, hey, one kid come build it. It was the whole family was there, and you were kind of teaching them all how to do it together. Is that a concept that you've kind of built up? And
there's not much that we're aggressive with at FliteTest, but one thing we aggressively communicate is that we want families to do things together. The planes are the vehicle to build relationships, and you can't do that in a vacuum. You can't do that by yourself. So oftentimes early in the culture it was, okay, yeah, my son wants to build a plane, I'll be over here. And it's like, no, Dad, no, Mom, you're involved in this too. And as a matter of fact, we're going to have the honor to go to AMA Expo, and we're going to bring that, hopefully that model, to AMA Expo the best we can. Because when a family does it together, when a mom and dad get to help their children out, something very special happens. They're communicating, they're helping each other, they're accomplishing something as a team. So the one thing that we'll always do with FliteTest and at every event and whatever we do project-wise is keep it family friendly. We want 5-year-olds being able to watch this just as much as adults.
It's very exciting to see the kids crash something, and then the mom runs right out, and she's the one helping fix it, even though the kid's the one that's piloting it. So it's nice that it's a family culture and everybody can kind of stay involved. We are very excited to announce that we are having you come out to AMA Expo in January. January 8th through the 10th in Ontario, California. We can't wait to have you run the AMA Flight School build area. Can you guys tell us a little bit about what you have planned, or what you're going to speak about on the speaker stage?
Oh boy, the speaker stage, we'll come up with something good. Actually, really what we want to do is we want to answer questions and really communicate the model and the heart of what FliteTest is. As far as the build experience and the flying experience, we're going to have the amazing Peter Schriepel, hopefully inspiring the kids with some fun projects, but we want parents and kids to be able to come in and learn that they can take a simple material like foam board and fold it together and conquer the laws of gravity with their bare hands and common materials. It's an amazing thing when you take that on and a young child realizes that he's gifted with a mind that can take the laws of gravity, something everyone has to deal with, and overcome that through simple means. And we're going to be designing a special plane for AMA Expo that's going to be a free flight, but it's not going to be a slide it together and fly. It's going to be an involved thing with airfoils, and they're going to learn how to build a structure, fly a structure, and I'm hoping Peter is going to have a very unique way of launching it.
We cannot wait. That's going to completely revolutionize the education area at the AMA Expo. We are so excited to have you guys. We can't wait to see you in January. We hope that everybody who wants to come out and see, please know that you can pre-register for your tickets at amaexpo.com. We can't wait to see you guys out there.
Can't wait to be there, and can't wait to see you guys too.
Thank you so much. I just want to add one more thing while I've got you guys here. We need to say a big thank you to the Furey family.
Oh my golly, yes.
This facility is unreal. The property is great. They've been great. They've opened their doors. They've welcomed everybody in like their family. And, your parents, just like a huge thank you to them for helping put this on. I know what a big project this is to start to finish, especially with all the rain and the straw that we've had to put down. Just a huge thank you to them. So,
well, I appreciate that, and they love having people here and to be able to share what they have with others. And it wouldn't be anything if people didn't show up. So,
all right. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.